Today on the channel, I'm going to be talking about high average cost per clicks. I've heard a lot of complaints about this, definitely have been going up over the years, but there are reasons why you should not worry about high CPCs. There are times when you should deal with it and can deal with it. Today I'm going to be going over all of that on the channel. Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We post about Google Ads at least once every week. Okay, so jumping right in, I have heard a lot of complaints, and I see a lot on the CPC sub in particular, where advertisers are complaining about very high average cost per clicks. And obviously it makes it more difficult to make the numbers work. But first and foremost, the reason why overall cost per click is high is because the competition in that particular niche are able to make those numbers work, right? At the end of the day, Google Ads is an auction-based system, and if it's unaffordable for everybody, then those prices are going to come down. So that's the first thing to note. The second thing to note is that when you have a high CPC and you try to lower it, you typically will end up buying clicks that are less likely to convert, so it can be counterproductive. That's not to say it's not always a good idea to work on it, but you do have to be careful about being too aggressive with bidding low. All right, so what are some of the reasons behind it? Well, obviously, certain niches are going to have higher average cost per click. But outside of that, one issue you might be having is that you simply don't have enough keywords or other targeting in your campaign. And that can drive up your cost per click, because if you're trying to fill a budget of, say, $100 a day, and you have very little targeting, Google may struggle to fill that budget and have to bid very high to drive enough clicks to actually fill it. So be aware of that. That could be one reason why you're overpaying, right? And especially you'll see if the impression share number is quite high, like if it's 50, 60, 70%, then that means probably your targeting is too specific and you should open it up a little bit to lower your cost per click. The next thing is you may have a high cost per click because you have poor relevance between keywords, landing pages, and ads. These are three component parts of ad rank, the other one being the bid. But even if if you have a low bid or a high bid, if you have this low relevance between, again, the keywords, landing page, and ads, you will be paying a premium cost per click because Google doesn't want to show your stuff for those queries. It much prefer to show another ad from a competitor that is more likely to get the click. But outside of that, there are some more aggressive things you can do to lower it. But the first thing is, when does it make sense to actually lower your cost per click significantly? And that would be one good situation to do that is if you're unable to currently buy at least 10 clicks a day in your campaign, then lowering your average cost per click will almost always benefit you, because getting more clicks will give you more opportunities for conversions, and it will provide enough click data to where Google can start to optimize bids and other aspects of your campaign. So what can you do? So one thing you can obviously do, if you're using manual bidding, you can manually lower your bid. So that's pretty straightforward. If you're using automated bidding, and this is usually where we hear the complaint because you lack control, lowering your target CPA or raising your target ROAS will both effectively lower your average cost per click. It's not a very high precision way to control it, but those things are related, so you will see the cost per click come down if you make those adjustments. You just have to be careful that if you go too aggressive, that Google cannot meet those targets, that Google will basically stop spending, or you're not going to buy any clicks. But another way you can control it, if you're using target CPA bidding, or you're open to using that type of bidding, if you use portfolio bidding and then choose TCPA, you actually do have the ability to set a maximum cost per click you're willing to pay. I will point to another video that goes into this in more detail, but that's a great way. Like, say you're paying like $80 cost per click sometimes. but your average is more like $15, then how you can get rid of those like one-off, very expensive clicks is to set up that portfolio bid, and then maybe you set your max cost per click to $25, and it will just eliminate some of those like extremely high clicks that can eat up like your whole day's budget in one shot. Basically, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And also consider downloading our free ebook, The 100 Best PPC Tools, full of resources that you can use to improve your Google Ads and other pay-per-click campaigns. That's it. I will see you next time.